Good morning. Today is May 21st, 2026. It is 9:30 a.m. I'm Alex Ferrari. I'm one of the commissioners of the New York State Bridge Authority. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have a motion to call the meeting to order.
So moved.
Second.
I'll take the roll. Joel McDonald,
Yes.
Roger Higgins,
Yes.
Freddie,
Yes.
Alex Ferrari, also an aye. The meeting's called to an order. The first line of business is election of our chair. We have a motion to elect Joe McDonald again as chair as the Bridge Authority.
So moved. Second.
I'll take the roll. Joe will abstain.
Mhm.
Alex Ferrari, aye. Roger Higgins.
Aye.
I can't abstain. I vote in the affirmative.
It's okay to vote
Sorry.
for yourself.
Yes, Kevin told me that.
Joan is an aye. I'm an aye. Roger's an aye. Freddie, aye. With that, Joan's reelected as chair, and I will turn the meeting back to her.
Thanks so much, Alex. This is our annual meeting for 2026. We have some orders of business. Next up is the election of officers. Do I have a motion to approve the election of officers, which are Maria Bruni as the vice chair, Jennifer Rosso as the secretary, Kevin Aaronholz as the general counsel, and Brian Bushek as treasurer? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Roger. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Freddie. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up, as we do every year, are these standing committees. And first up, we have the audit committee. So for that, I would like we would like to appoint Alex Berardi, Maria Bruni, and Ian Gilbert to the audit committee and ask that Alex Berardi continue as chair. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the members of the audit committee?
I'll move it.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Roger. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up is a resolution to appoint the members of the finance committee. And that is to appoint Roger Higgins, Joan McDonald, and Freddie Garcia to the authority's finance committee, and to appoint Roger Higgins as chair of the finance committee.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Alex. I'll second. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up is the governance committee. And for that, we would like to appoint Joan McDonald, Maria Bruni, and Alex Berardi as members of the authority's governance committee, and also to appoint Joan McDonald as chair of the governance committee. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the resolution?
I'll move it.
Thank you, Freddie. Do it. Thank you, Roger. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next up is a resolution to approve our calendar for the coming year, beginning with June 18th, 2026, through May 20th, 2027. I can't believe we're talking about 2027. And be it further resolved that the executive director or her designee to take any measures to implement this resolution for our meetings. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the resolution?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. So I guess everybody is a motion, Teresa, and we have a couple of seconds. I'll say so. Take your pick. I'll take the vote. Alex Berardi. Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. That is our calendar for the upcoming year. With that concludes our annual meeting business for this year. Does anybody have any new business that they would like to discuss or put on the agenda for our annual meeting? Okay. With that, I'd like a motion to adjourn the annual board meeting.
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Roger. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The annual meeting is adjourned. Now, since we have a quorum And a roll call for everybody from the annual meeting. I don't have to call the roll again?
No, it's fine.
Okay, okay, but the annual meeting is closed. Do I now have a motion to open the monthly May meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Roger, Alex and Roger. All in favor of opening the monthly meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The May meeting is open. It was noticed per New York State open meetings and public officers law. So first up, Chris, do we have any public comments registered?
Not today.
Okay. Next up, our Community and Employee Appreciation Awards. So if Evan and Dave could come up. Thanks for coming in today. This is for for your regular work that you do on the Mid-Hudson Bridge, but it's also one particular motorist called you out for some of the work that you had done. That on April 7th, Tuesday, Evan and Dave were working on the Mid-Hudson Bridge. Kim's tire blew out and she was attempting to change the tire. And Dave and Evan came along and helped her change that tire. And, you know, we talk about things large and small here at the Bridge Authority, you know, big capital projects. But what you did for Kim makes us all proud, because it is taking care of our customers when they have issues on the bridge. So for that, we have community appreciation recognition to Evan and Dave. Evan Baz and Dave Bolson. Congratulations. Okay, thank you so much.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I've seen Mr. Darrington this weekend.
Pardon?
I've seen Mr. Darrington.
Tell him that he can say hello.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Next up is to adopt the meeting minutes of April 16th, 2026. And I was not here.
So
Can we?
we're gonna do that next month.
We'll lay these over till next month. Okay. So we will go right into the reports to the board. Lauren.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So for internal affairs, this month we had a dedication for the Craig J. Gardner Maintenance Building on May 6th. So we dedicated the Mid-Hudson Bridge Maintenance Building as a surprise, quite a surprise tribute to our recently retired manager of maintenance, Craig Gardner. We believe it was a fitting recognition of his 28 years of service and all of his contributions to the success of the authority's robust maintenance program, including many things that were built that he designed, many processes and you know, ways that the authority does things that he was a major part of. So thank you to everyone who contributed to that. It was a really beautiful day, and he was very surprised and warmed by the moment and what we did. For employment, as far as open positions, we are right now actively recruiting for a new director of human resources. The position is posted and remains active, so we encourage any qualified candidates to apply. We also are actively recruiting for security technicians. We have filled our last command center administrative position, but there's always, you know, potential for room there. And maintenance laborers, we are actively recruiting as well. We have a slight update that we have selected a candidate for the senior administrative analyst position, and that person will be working in the polling department. So we're excited for that. As far as the summer internship program, the team did a great job of recruiting this year. We have 27 interns for our summer internship program. Our maintenance positions I think are pretty much full, which we haven't done in quite a few years. So great job by the team getting those positions filled. So most of those will be working on all of the bridges within maintenance, and others will be supporting various office-based functions in IT, administration, engineering, and a media and marketing intern. So they attended orientation on May 18th, and they'll begin working with us on May 26th through about mid-August. Similar to previous years, throughout the summer, they'll be participating in team building activities, special tours, and career preparedness workshops designed to introduce them to careers in public service and transportation while enhancing their overall experience and professional development. We also attended this month the Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES Job Fair, which was on April 15th, so last month. This was a regional union informational event hosted by the Career and Technical Education Center at Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES, long name. It provided a valuable opportunity for local students and residents to learn about careers and union apprenticeships within the construction industry. As far as labor relations, our negotiations are ongoing with CSEA for an updated collective bargaining agreement. We've had a couple meetings so far, and those continue on. For community engagement, last month we honored National Work Zone Awareness Week with a slew of activities across all of our bridges. We held safety-focused workshops with all of our bridge staff, as well as collaborative meetings with first responder partners at each of the bridges to reinforce our shared commitment to protecting both roadway workers and the traveling public. During those meetings, we like to review the previous year's work zone incident data, concerns related to speeding and unsafe driver behavior, and opportunities to improve coordination, enforcement, and operational support within our active work zones, particularly with the large capital program that we have coming up in the next few years. We also participated in the Throughways press conference that week in their maintenance yard, highlighting the dangerous highway workers face and the collective role we all play to keep them safe. So we want to thank the Throughway for their leadership in hosting that press conference, and as well as the Governor Hochul for continuing to champion these efforts, particularly through legislation to protect highway workers. We submitted a grant application this month through the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee Highway Safety Grant Program for the procurement of 10 speed radar feedback signs and an associated 5-year data plan. Right now we have, I believe, 1 or 2 that we kind of move around between the facilities. So this would allow us to deploy radar feedback signs across all bridge facilities and be able to continuously collect driver speed trend data and to support targeted safety initiatives, including work zone speed management, coordinated enforcement campaigns, and public awareness efforts aimed at reducing unsafe driving behaviors. For student engagement and academic partnership initiatives, particularly with SUNY New Paltz, we continued again with the Command Center's initiative to do semester practicums with the SUNY New Paltz Institute for Disaster and Mental Health. So they completed a successful spring semester practicum on April 28th. Those interns supported the development of outreach strategies for our next Public Safety, Security, and Wellness Expo that we're planning for 2027, including initiatives to engage local schools and increase community participation. They also conducted foundational research and landscape analysis related to regional suicide prevention initiatives to help identify partnership opportunities, service gaps, and future engagement strategies. So this work will actually be continued through our intern over the summer. And so we're looking forward to more in that effort. The tolling department also partnered with SUNY New Paltz to create graphic design and marketing content through with a graphic design student for the authority as part of a class project. So this semester Madison Tamburini completed a graphic design project for the authority, providing us with a valuable marketing asset while giving the student the opportunity to expand her professional portfolio. We're also excited to note that Madison, because of her great work, we've had the opportunity to keep her over the summer, and she will continue to do media and graphic design initiatives for us over the summer, particularly for our capital programs to create graphics that we can use when we do shift changes and traffic pattern changes for our major projects, so that people can see exactly what they should expect when coming to those bridges. For state agency coordination with the Dominican Republic, our leadership has been working with state agency partners to build on the historic agreement signed last year by the governor, along with the president of the Dominican Republic. And so these collaborations include a range of initiatives, including disaster management, climate and infrastructure resiliency, and education, in particular, a lot of the emergency management leadership that New York State has, and sharing those best practices with the Dominican Republic. Last month, we met with the walkway over the Hudson partners, including both New York State Parks and the Friends Group, discussions including upcoming community events such as the Hudson Valley Marathon, which already passed, in the Special Olympics torch run. And we also did an overview of our safety and capital projects of mutual interest, including our goats that are back for the next couple of weeks that we all love. We also been performing project briefings for the Bear Mountain Bridge deck replacement project that will be starting to be stood up this month. So last month we met with colleagues from the Palisades region of New York State Parks. They manage facilities on the west side of the river, including Bear Mountain State Park. We provided them with an overview of the project. We also talked about, nearby parks and historic sites, and they assisted in connecting us with the Appalachian Trail partners, who will be critical and noted people who are coming from outside of New York State to visit the bridge, so they know what to expect when they get there. We also this week held a similar briefing for the iconic region of state parks, which manages facilities on the east side of the Hudson. We're continuing to schedule these briefings as the project ramps up to keep the community informed, and we've also been developing a communication plan and a web page that will keep the community engaged as that project progresses. As for the Transportation for Life Summit, we recently issued an event summary to all state agencies and participants of the summit, which included key takeaways from each session, speaker highlights, and links to relevant shared resources. We've also invited agency partners to join a small working group so that we can meet quarterly and explore these issues and share updates and exchange perspectives in a more interactive setting in between when we do these larger events. As far as conferences and travel, this month NYSBA approved for Danielle Mass to attend the New York State TIM Symposium from May 19th to the 21st. This is a statewide traffic incident management symposium focused on roadway safety, incident response coordination, responder safety, traffic management strategies, and collaboration amongst transportation agencies, law enforcement, fire services, EMS, and emergency management partners. She also approved for our Chief Information Officer, Mark Fleeman, to attend the Professional Development Day on Artificial Intelligence at Empire State Plaza in Albany. This event is hosted by the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services and takes place on June 5th. There is one contract coming to the board this month that Eric will be going over for your consideration. For strategic plan updates under safety, one of our goals is to ensure the health and safety and security of our customers, and how we goal to do that is to launch a driver behavior campaign in 2026. So you may or may not have noticed crossing the bridge today. We did launch that campaign this month, focusing on speeding. So we have bridge mounted banners at all of our bridges. And then we also have portable VMS boards at the Newburgh Beacon Bridge and the Hudson Bridge, which is where we see most of our speeding. So be on the lookout for those. They look really great. Thank you to OGS, who partnered with us on the VMS board design. And thank you to Olive Cadet from our team who designed our full banners, and they were very lovely. We also have digital content that's going to be promoted through social media, and we have a dedicated campaign webpage on our website that highlights the dangers of speeding and this was specific safety messaging. Another objective we have is to ensure the safety of operations, including employees, vendors, and contractors. So as part of this, we set a goal to increase safety training course offerings by 50% in 2025. So in 2024, we delivered approximately 57 safety trainings across the authority, which included in-person sessions, online trainings, tabletop exercises, and toolbox talks. In 2025, we performed approximately 92 safety trainings, same kind of mix of things. So that was about a 61% increase. We also, in order to strengthen our safety culture, launched a safety incident review committee, which is within the broader safety committee structure that we already have, to review internal incidents and be able to identify what were the contributing factors, if someone was injured, if an incident happened on one of our facilities, so that we can recommend operational or procedural improvements to help prevent recurrence. We also developed a specialized sensitivity training for contractors supporting the Bear Mountain Bridge redecking project to help identify and appropriately respond to individuals in crisis while working on site. That training will take place next week, so thank you for Chair for partnering with us in the idea to create that training. It's a great idea, and hopefully we can model that going forward for all of our projects. Also building on our efforts, we will continue expanding safety trainings and education initiatives in 2026. And we're always looking for new and different ways to train our workforce. Under overall excellence, we have a goal to foster operational excellence and streamline operations. One of the ways that we aim to do this is through increased leadership positions within industry organizations and increased participation with national organizations. So this year I was chosen to join the International Bridge, Tunnel, and Turnpike Association's Roadway Safety Committee. And so I've been working in that committee as a momentum leader focused on partnerships in support of their campaign for Global Road Safety Week, which is coming up June 22nd to the 26th. This year, the focus is on distracted driving. And so in this role, I've been engaging with industry and safety partners, expanding collaborations across networks, and supporting policy awareness to drive action at the local level. The committee has launched the Be Safe Together campaign and safety pledge under the campaign slogan, "Put your mind in drive," with the idea of, when you're in the car, you should be focused on driving. And so we encourage everyone to participate in the pledge. We'll be sharing that shortly. And as well as all the other activities that will be taking place. Additionally, Danielle Mass will be having our presence at some forums, both at the state and national level. She will be presenting at the ITTA Maintenance, Engineering, and Roadway Operations Workshop on building the next generation of transportation professionals, workforce development strategies at the New York State Bridge Authority. She will also be presenting in September with MTA Bridges and Tunnels at the Division of Criminal Justice Services 2026 Public Safety Symposium on public safety at scale, technology design, and collaboration. For the finance update, last thing, the traffic for April 2026 was 5.5 million vehicle crossings, an increase of approximately 2.57%. The traffic at the Mid-Hudson Bridge, we wanted to note, did decline by approximately 2.38% compared to the prior year, primarily due to the construction activity that is diverting traffic to the Newburgh and Kingston Rhine Cliff bridges. The year-to-date traffic through April 2026 was 19.8 million vehicle crossings, representing about a 0.09% increase over 2025. The tolling E-ZPass utilization for April 2026 was 2.438 million vehicles, about an 88.7% of all traffic. The April 2026 traffic was comprised of 91.9% passenger vehicles and 8.09% commercial vehicles, which is a slightly higher percentage of commercial vehicles than last year. The March 2026 revenue was 6.8 million, which was about a 3.7% increase from last year. That revenue consisted of about 5.9 million in E-ZPass transactions, 332,000 in tolled by mail, 521,000 in tolled by mail fine fees, and about 33,000 in overweight fees. And with that, Winooski also had no activity to report to the board, and I will.
That was an update.
That was an update. Questions? I have a few, not questions, comments. When you are having the briefings on the Bear Mountain Bridge, can you make sure to advise the board members, so if anybody wants to attend any of them, they can? Are they in person or virtual or a combination?
So far they've been Zoom
Right,
meetings, so yeah.
Yeah, so that was, so if any of the board members want to participate, that would be great. Second, 27 interns, they all can't fit in the board room, so maybe divide them and invite some of them to the June board meeting and some of them to the July board meeting to sit in. A lot of them might be gone for our August meeting. And then I know Minoshka is on a panel June 17th in the city and state. There's an infrastructure summit, and she is on one of the panels. So if you could forward the information to the board members in case anybody wants to attend, they're very informative. Jamie Springer Torres, who's the head of MTA Construction, is one of the keynotes. So, I find them very informative. So if any of the board members wanted to head into the city on June 17th. And lastly, keep us posted, well in advance of what the rollout plan is for global road safety, so that we can all, weigh in and participate and do whatever you all think would be helpful to make sure that message gets out, because the distracted driver issue is, and I like that, put your mind in drive. That's a great slogan. There is still way too much distracted driving going on. It's a big problem. So, okay. Other questions, comments for Lauren from the board? Okay. So next up, Frank, administration,
Good morning,
headquarters
everyone.
cleaning services. Good morning.
Thank you. Before I start, I would like to congratulate all those who were victorious in the earlier election. So without further ado, I have one item for your consideration today. We had put out an RFP in the New York State Contract Reporter for cleaning services at headquarters and a few of the buildings here on the Mid-Hudson Bridge campus. The RFP was requested by 23 firms. We received 8 proposals. 7 of them, unfortunately, were deemed to be non-responsive for various reasons. In talking with General Counsel, we've moved forward with the one that was responsive, which happens to be our current cleaner. We negotiated the price of which I am submitting to the board for approval. That bid was submitted by Scrub Masters Plus Corporation out of Kingston, New York. They are certified MWBE. The proposal that we negotiated was for $3,875 per month. I asked the board to approve us to enter into a 1-year contract with them with renewal options for 3 additional 1-year periods.
Questions, comments from the board? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Roger. Call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution's approved and adopted. Next up, engineering and maintenance, Eric.
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners. I will be presenting 4 items today for approval, each of which are critical to the operations maintenance needs for the authority. The first one up is the system-wide ITS engineering and maintenance consultant contract. This procurement is to solicit for maintenance and engineering services for our ITS systems. The RFP was publicly advertised in the New York State Contract Reporter and the NYSBA website, and 14 consultants requested the proposal package. However, only 1 actual proposal was received, and that was received from CAPS Traffic.com. And CAPS is currently NYSBA's longstanding vendor. They are the proprietary consultants for the traffic management system, DANAC, that incorporated throughout the agency. And it operates our lane use signal and our variable message signs. And so we are recommending to award the contract to CAPS at a cost not to exceed $110,000 per year. The contract is a 3-year contract, so the total would be not to exceed $330,000 over the 3 years.
Questions, comments? Okay, do I have a motion to approve and adopt? Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Roger. Thank you, Freddie. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted.
Thank you.
Next up, the lift truck.
The next item up is aerial lift truck, also known as a bucket truck. And that procurement is specifically for the Kingston Rankin Bridge. Due to the placement of concrete barriers when we implemented the Empire entire trail there. It limited the footprint that we needed for the outriggers of the existing equipment that we had there. So for safer operations, we need to get equipment that has a smaller footprint that we could utilize for efficient and safe operations when we're doing work on the roadway. We did identify 2027 Alta model truck that meets that specifications through a Sourcewell contract. And that's the cost not to exceed $259,290. And to keep the fleet count neutral, the existing wider truck that we have at Kingston Rankin Bridge, we will be moving that to Newburgh Beacon and look through our fleet inventory for an older truck that we could send to auction.
Okay. Questions, comments? Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Roger. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Roger Higgins,
Aye.
Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next.
Thank you. The next item up is a combination pattern truck that we use to put out the cones, and we're gonna outfit that with snow attachment. So as part of our general fleet management, we did identify 2027 international brand truck that would serve the purpose both as a daily cones operation truck and outfitted with equipment for snow operations. This equipment will improve the efficiency, crew efficiency, and reduces the number of vehicles that we put out, because it does have a crew cab and ample space to transport a full crew. We took the opportunity for this one for a bulk discount because we joined a publicly advertised bid from Onondaga County, and with that bulk procurement, we were able to get a discount. So the truck that we were able to select with the discount and the attachments that we require is at a cost of $309,543.70. And this does include the specialized safety apparatus and operational equipment that we want included on that truck. So I'm looking to the board for approval to take advantage of this publicly advertised collaboration that we did.
Just a quick question. Was it going through the OGS process that put you in touch with Onondaga County, or how did it?
Yes,
so-
we saw it in OGS and we.
And that's how you found that there was, good. Questions, comments from the board? Do I have a motion?
Snowplows are expensive.
That's not a motion. Thank you, Freddie. You want a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Alex. We'll call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution's approved and adopted. Next, Derek.
Next item up is purchase of variable message signs as part of our system-wide maintenance and upgrade. We implemented a project that would replace fixed overhead signs, 5 on the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, 1 on the Mid Hudson Bridge, and also to convert 6 portable BMS deployment locations to permanent installation. And this generally improved the reliability and operations of those BMSs when we have permanent installations. We first went to OGS for this procurement item, but the listed seller was unresponsive. They did not respond to our inquiries for quotes. So we went through Sourcewell and Daktronics contract provided us a quote of $628,757. And we would like to procure these VMS signs so we could start to implement the installation of these projects. This project is in the capital program, and our signs do need the replacement.
So it's installing, replacing temporary signs.
Now replacing permanent signs,
Okay,
and also we have ground mounted portable signs that we move around, but it's best for operational purposes to make them permanent signs, because the temporary signs that we had, not temporary, the movable signs that we had out there, we had them running in a permanent status, but they weren't fit for that.
Do I have a motion?
so move.
Thank you, Roger. Second.
Second.
Thanks, Freddie. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi, Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next, the jobs in progress, Eric.
Jobs in progress, I am gonna highlight
Okay.
a few of the main highlights here. I'm gonna start with the Mid-Hudson Bridge. Yeah, we're currently in phase 1 on demolition, which is on the south roadway. And as you can see from this photograph, we're about 80% complete for demolition on the phase 1. And overall, in terms of deck area, we're supposed to demolish about 44,000 square feet. And to date, we are at about 14,000 square feet. And we have been posting these updates on social media, so the public is aware of what's going on. And again, just practically speaking, we have completed the infill of the viaduct section here, and we're continuing with the demolition. And these are just some photographs showing how the contractor has done the demolition. And I have to say, they do clean up the site daily when they're done, so they're pretty clean there.
Good.
And we actually had some nighttime operations when we did the demolition over Route 9. So we did have the safe span containment system, but we still were prepared in case there were any spillovers. So we had nighttime operations, and I think that was very successful. I also want to highlight our collaboration with our emergency bridge contractor and our maintenance forces. The sidewalk at the Rip Van Winkle was identified to have some uneven pavement, and we actually had a tripping hazard there. So we collaborated with Hudson Valley Bridge. They came in with the heavier equipment, did some demolition of the existing pavement, and worked with our maintenance forces. And we were able to restore the pavement back without the tripping hazard and with the ADA platform. In addition, we're also worked on, I think this one exclusively is in-house staff. There was a pothole location at one of our facilities, and they went out and did the repairs themselves. And this didn't need to be engaged in the summertime overtime program yet, but you could see in terms of skills trade development, they're engaged in this. They would get credit here for concrete work.
And the young lady in the middle is a 2024 summer intern now, full-time employee.
Oh,
Really?
great.
The one with the wheelbarrow.
Okay, great.
She was a 2024
For
intern.
intern, wow, she's a full-time employee. That's great.
And similarly, on this one, we worked with Hudson Valley Bridges. There was a drainage. There was a drainage structure on the Bear Mountain Bridge that was collapsing, and we were able to excavate the drainage, get a frame manufactured, and Hudson Valley working with, again, with bridge maintenance staff, was able to complete that work. And as part of our daily, not daily, but as a part of our seasonal operations, we're currently in the phase where we're washing the bridges, and this just shows a representation where they were doing the work at the Bear Mountain Bridge. And as we heard today, we brought in the goats. So they're currently doing their work at the walkway of the Hudson. And this is phase 1, and I think they'll come back in the fall.
How much do they bill us?
It's a local farm, right?
Yeah, and Rhinebeck.
You're right.
And we do this in goat days. So it's,
Got it.
it's engineering principles. So that ends the.
That's great.
Thank you for the visual.
I was just gonna say, we like,
Exactly.
it makes a big difference to visualize the work.
Who's doing the aerial images?
We have local pilots.
Got it. You
Oh,
know,
good, good. Any of them in
eyes
this
are in
room?
the air.
They're certified,
I was
okay,
gonna say,
that's good.
because there were drones, so I didn't know.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Eric. Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the jobs in progress report? Thank you, Roger. Do I have a second?
I'll get a second.
Thank you, Alex. I'll call the vote. Alex Ferrari,
Aye.
Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution's approved and adopted. Brian, next up, our monthly investment report.
Thank you. The only item I have is the monthly investment report. There are 6 investments during the month of April, all of routine nature. Currently, the English Reserve Fund stands at a balance of $105.2 million available to support the capital program. Interest income and yield from February to March, consistent with what we've been seeing as far as prevailing market rates for the treasuries for which these are invested in. It declined to 3.75, and that's really a result of both the prevailing market rates as well as we are seeing prior investments at higher rates mature. As they mature, we're not able to reinvest them in anything of any significance or significantly close to where we were. So other than that, nothing really to know.
Okay. Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to approve and adopt the monthly investment
So
report? Thank you, Roger. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Freddie. I'll call the vote. Alex Ferrari,
Aye.
Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The monthly investment report is approved and adopted. Next up, Mark, IT.
So we have one item, in October last year, we engaged a company called RCM Technologies to assist us in converting our antiquated and no longer supported HR platform to the UKG platform. They began their work in December, and we're at a point now where we're close to going live. They've been instrumental in configuring and programming our union compensation rules and leave accrual rules and so forth and so on. So what we're going to the board for is to look at extending their support contract for a 12-month period in an amount for $1,750 a month, not to exceed $21,000 over a 12-month time period. The contract allows us to terminate with 60 days notice if we choose to. So we're going for the board to get approval to go with Vertisoft, which is the company that we did the RFQ for extending RCM support for an amount not to exceed $21,000.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Roger. Alex Ferrari,
Aye.
Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. We have no bridge operations. Who's doing Danielle?
So I got that one.
You've got that. Okay, Mark.
So the first one that she gave me was an authorization. So the services from the New York State Police, their services have actually decreased because of retirements and replacements and so forth. So the update, the projected annual cost decreases from $153,223 for 2025 to $150,000, $446.40. So the resulting savings is about $2,776, approximately a 1.8 decrease. This is a allowable 1,040 hours of coverage. And so she's asking for the board to support the decrease in the renewal for this in an amount not to exceed $150,446.40.
Okay,
I'll move it.
okay, thank you, Freddie. Second, thank you, Alex. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Next,
The second one she has is the Transcom Open Reach program, which is a web interface that the command center uses for regional conditions. This is the authority share for 2026 for this program is $18,254.00. So they're going to the board for approval.
okay, and we are heading into hurricane season, so it's appropriate that we've got that partnership with Transcom so that there's consistency up and down with Port Authority, Thruway, MTA. So questions, comments from the board? Okay, do I have a motion?
So
Thanks, Roger. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Freddie. I'll call the vote. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. Thank you, Mark, for pinch hitting for Danielle. Next up, Jeff, electronic toll.
Good morning, thank you. So the first item, I've got two items today. The first is the annual IBTTA membership renewal. We've received the invoice for membership dues for 2026. Each year, the membership dues is based on previous year's total revenue. The membership dues for 2026 is $32,583, which is an increase of $323 from last year.
They also divided between all members equally?
No.
No.
No, they have a formula they put in. There's some members that, like Illinois Tollway pays significantly more than like we would pay because they have a much larger.
And, you know, I think that over, you know, the last few years, the staff has gotten much more involved with IBTTA, and I think it's been to the benefit of the authority. So it's a well worth investment. Do I have a motion to approve? Thank you, Roger. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Freddie. Alex Berardi,
Aye.
Roger Higgins, Freddie Garcia,
Aye.
and I vote in the affirmative. The IBTTA membership renewal approved and adopted. Next, Jeff.
The next item is a change order with T-Tech for a dedicated analyst to support our burgeoning DMV, or I should call it registration suspension program. We've been working with T-Tech, who is the tolling customer service provider, on developing a change order to give us a dedicated analyst role to support the manual processing of accounts and processing payments directly from customers who call once they've been put into suspension to get out of that. We felt the dedicated analyst is necessary due to the fact that Conduit is unable to support the programming necessary to make this an automated process in the near future. This analyst will be keeping, in partnership with my staff, detailed records manually on all accounts that have been put into suspension. They'll be processing paper payments, as I mentioned, and communicating that information back to us so that we can take those registrations off those accounts once they're paid in a timely manner. In addition, the analyst will support the creation of the court packages required by the DMV administrative law judges during the review of suspension disputes. The change order also includes a dedicated phone line and a SharePoint site at no cost to NYSBA to enable secure sharing of all of our documentation, call logs, and any related materials. The exact go-live date is contingent upon several factors involving, and primarily involving the DMV, but also some factors involving T-Tech and Conduit. They'll go through approximately 8 weeks of hiring and training to get somebody on board. We will be participating in the hiring and training of that staff member. The total cost for this analyst and the related technology is $86,023. This is a 1-year term. It expires on January 30th, 2027. I will meeting with them quarterly to review where we're at, how we're doing, any issues to address. If we are able to get the conduit change order in place during that time, then this role would sunset and we would no longer need it in the way that we have it today. Or it would move into a different fashion, part-time, however we deemed it necessary. I just want to note that the other agencies each have DMV analyst teams and dedicated phone lines for this purpose. They have upwards of 4, 5, 7 people managing this process based on size and volume of suspensions they're doing on a weekly, monthly basis. So this puts us in line with everyone else, but more importantly, allows us to start the program and have people call a person to speak with them, get their payment made and registered, and then get that suspension lifted by us. So
Just for the record, I think you said January, but you meant June 2027.
June, did I say
Okay.
January?
Yeah.
June, thank you.
So just for clarity, this analyst role, we're not hiring them.
Correct.
But they're working with us.
So we pay T-Tech through our monthly throughway bills.
Right.
And so T-Tech, as our contractor, essentially, is hiring an analyst on our behalf who will be dedicated to working for NYSBA only work. They'll be performing only work for NYSBA. They will be performing no work for any of the other. Whereas now a lot of those staff are shared, right? The call center staff, that cost for the call center is allocated to us.
And they do this with other folks. So kind of get into the question.
Yeah.
Why are we different than everyone else? Like why do we have to have our own person if others don't have their own person?
The others do have their own, they have teams of people doing the same exact work. We are just starting the registration suspension in the next couple of months. And so they have had this process in place for several years. And so because of the volume of calls that come in and the details involved in administrating those calls and helping customers understand why are they in suspension, who else do I owe money to, how can I get out of this, is there a payment plan? Some of these people owe tens of thousands of dollars.
It's a manual process.
And so that process, they don't have them go to the general call center of someone who says, what's my balance? So these people are specifically trained to understand that agency's business rules and all of their debt and to understand the differences between a MTA debt and a NYSBA debt.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And the goal is to recoup as much money as
That's
we
right.
can,
That's
so that then the person can have their license and or registration reinstated, correct? Okay, good, good. What's that? It really is, it really is. And, it is something that, it's an unintended consequence of the all electronic tolling, is the evasion that everybody is grappling with.
Yeah.
So, do I have a motion? Thank you, Roger. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Freddie. We'll call the vote. Alex Berardi.
Aye.
Roger Higgins.
Aye.
Freddie Garcia.
Aye.
And I vote in the affirmative. The resolution is approved and adopted. We have no presentations to the board. We have no media public information. No. Any board members have any new business they would like to raise?
No.
All right. Our next meeting is scheduled for June 16th, 2026 at 9:30 in the morning. Do I have a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you, Roger. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Today's meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your Memorial Day.